Hello everyone. Today class number 42. Class number 42 for electrical machine. So in this class I have to start the sleep test. XD XQ determine XD and XQ by sleep test. This is the last topic for alternator. Okay, right, to perform this test, the field winding of the alternator is kept open. The field winding of the alternator is kept opened. Okay, that is field winding is kept open. Next, write a very small three-phase voltage. That is field. First point, field winding is kept opened. Second point, a very small three-phase voltage. That is suppose 20% of rated voltage. Is applied to the three-phase armature winding. On the three-phase armature winding. Okay, so third point, right, the rotor of the alternator will be driven at the speed slightly different from the synchronous speed. That is, rotor of the alternator is rotate by prime mover at slightly different speed of the ns, that is synchronous speed. Okay, so next, write the applied three-phase voltage to the armature will produce rotating field, rotates at the synchronous field. So but when this very small three-phase voltage is applied at the three-phase armature winding, then what happened? Right, the three-phase voltage to the armature will produce due to this three-phase voltage to the armature, there will be a rotating magnetic field, rotates at synchronous speed. That is, rotating magnetic field rotates at synchronous speed due to three-phase balanced supply is given to the armature. Okay, so next point, since the relative speed between the rotating field and the open circuit field winding is very small, so this speed is nr is less than ns, slightly less than ns. And since nr minus ns is very small, or ns minus nr, right, ns minus nr is very small, a very small emf is induced, right, a very small emf. Therefore a very small emf is induced to the open circuit field winding due to the rotating field. So due to this difference is very small, the EMF is induced at field winding, at open circuited field winding is very small, right? So that means right, in this case right here, in this case, when the peak of the rotating armature mmf, in this first case, when the peak of the rotating armature mmf will be aligned to the d-axis, that means due to this rotation, when the armature mmf is aligned to the d-axis, that means what? If we consider it is a armature, and if we consider it is a field is rotating for here, right? This is field. So when and this nr is rotates, this field rotor is rotates with speed of nr, and within this air gap there will be a ns is rotating, right? So we know this is your q axis and this is suppose d axis. Okay, so when the mmf, armature mmf fa is along this d axis, when it will along this d axis, okay, when this armature mmf is along d axis, then what happen? Then id equals to ia and iq equals to 0, because this d axis current, all the current is along this d axis now, because armature mmf is along, at that situation is along d axis. So and iq, there is no current will induced, so iq equals to 0. So at that situation, right, minimum reluctance, right, at that situation, d along the d axis minimum reluctance is encountered, along the d axis minimum mmf is encountered. Okay, so maximum armature flux, can be produced. So the maximum armature flux can be produced. So the slip EMF induced at the open circuit field winding, so the slip EMF induced at the open circuited field winding, that is field winding is placed along this circuit, along this, right? So if we connect a voltmeter over here, so it is open circuited, this is open circuited, right? Open circuited field winding. Okay, so when this armature mmf is along d axis, then no current will induce to this q axis, that is emf induced that is equals to d phi a dt equals to 0 at that situation, because no emf will induced over here. So right, whenever the voltmeter reads 0, so whenever this voltmeter reads 0, they at that situation, at that moment this fa will trace the d axis, right? So by this way we can detect the at which condition and which moment the fa will trace the d axis. Okay, so this is the general process to detect the fa whenever it is along in d axis. Okay, so right, so at that situation xd can be written as vt by ia, xd can be written as vt by ia. Okay, so whatever, when the voltmeter reads 0 across the open circuited field winding, then the terminal voltage, load terminal voltage divided by ia, then the load terminal voltage divided by ia will be produces this xd. Okay, so next, right, when this fa is along q axis, when the fa is along q axis, at that situation, right, when this fa is along q axis, aligned to q axis, then the reluctance offered to fa by the air gap will be maximum, so that reluctance offered by this fa will be maximum. Okay, by the air gap will be maximum, so such that reluctance considered as infinity, such as we consider reluctance r equals to infinity at that situation. Okay, then E becomes, so when it is in along this q axis, then what happen? IQ becomes IA and ID becomes 0. So then when IQ becomes IA, then all the fluxes are induced over here. So at that situation U will be equals to Emax. At that situation U will be equals to Emax. So that means d phi a dt equals to maximum value. Okay, maximum value. Next, right, since the armature flux produced by Fa equals to 0, So the maximum slip EMF is induced at the open circuited field winding when the FA is stresses on the Q axis. Okay, so that means at that situation it will reach the maximum reading. It will reach the maximum reading. So when it reaches the maximum reading, then XQ is determined. Then at that instant the ratio between the terminal voltage to the armature current, so at that instant the ratio becomes terminal voltage to armature current will be equals to your XQ, will be equals to XQ. Okay, so we can write, so ultimately we can write, so first we have to draw it, then you can understand. That means when the EMF is traveling through here, through this range, okay, so D axis, so this duration it is along D axis, that means EMF is equals to 0, and when it is maximum then it will cross Q axis. Okay, when again it will be 0, then it is along D axis. Again when it is negative maximum, then it will be again Q axis, and again when it is 0, then it will traces the D axis. Okay, so that means this is EMF. Okay, EMF, and this is duration or time. So the EMF, when EMF is 0, then it will trace D axis. When EMF is maximum, it will trace Q axis. When again it will 0, then it will traces D axis. So similarly, after a quarter of cycle, it will changes, right? So we can write that ultimately XD equals to VT max, XD equals to VT max by IA mean. When the terminal voltage will be maximum, then current will be 0, or current will be very small. Current is very small, and when XQ for the XQ findings, VT mean sorry, I am writing wrongly. That means XD equals to this one, and XQ equals to this one, and XD equals to VT mean by IA max. Okay, so when the terminal voltage will be maximum, then it will be, when the terminal voltage will be maximum, then it will reach the maximum value. Okay, so that means XD and XQ are also being calculated. So right, in the first case, when FA is aligned to the D axis, in the first case when FA is aligned to the D axis, then reluctance of the air gap is minimum. Then the air gap is then the reluctance of the air gap is minimum. So the minimum magnetizing current will be required. So the minimum magnetizing current will be required, and this magnetizing current is IA mean, and this magnetizing current is IA mean. Okay, so that means it is XD. It is previously it was correct, because when it is along this XD, then what happened? So it will be maximum, right? It will produce a minimum. So for minimum value, it will be VT max by IA mean. Okay, so minimum magnetizing current will be required, and this magnetizing current IA mean, minimum IA is produced, minimum impedance drop. Minimum IA is produced, minimum impedance drop. So VT becomes applied voltage minus IZ drop. Applied voltage minus IZ drop. So VT max is, so XD equals to VT max by I mean, or I mean means VT max by ID. VT max by ID. You can write XD equals to VT max by ID. When the ID will be minimum, at that situation when it will trace the 0 value, then ID will be minimum. Okay, so that is D axis current will be minimum. So in the second case, since the reluctance is maximum, that the magnetizing current will be IA max. The reluctance, since the reluctance is maximum, so magnetizing current IA will be max. That is, armature required more amount of current to develop the EMF. So that means IA max means armature required more amount of current to develop the EMF. That means IA will be maximum for that region, and VT will be, the terminal voltage will be fall. So this one is terminal voltage. Always remember, this is the terminal voltage. Okay, and previously whenever you are calculating EMF is maximum, it will be the generated EMF. Okay, this is the applied voltage, and this is the generated EMF, or this is EMF across field winding. EMF across field winding. Okay, this is the EMF across field winding. Okay, so for this case xd and xq can be calculated by using the slip test, and this test is called the slip test, which performs in case of alternator to find the xd and xq value for salient pole alternator. Okay, so this determination, this slip test only carried for salient pole alternator. Let's remember is salient pole alternator. Okay, so never be applicable on cylindrical pole alternator. Okay, so up to this much your alternator is completed. So next class I will start the 3-phase synchronous motor. Okay, 3-phase synchronous motor. After that the special motor will come. So very little amount is remaining, so waiting for the next day. So today's class up to this much. Thank you.